Hello, my name is Mario Benavides, and the title of my project is Digital Inequality from Outer Space. So what is the digital divide? The digital divide is the unequal gap between those who have access to technology and the internet and those who do not. Why does this matter? By having a digital divide, it creates disparities in access to technology and the internet, impacting education, employment, and social participation with others, causing others to have disadvantages. The divide can impact students. The divide can impact students' abilities to access educational resources, complete assignments, and develop essential digital skills, which in turn can hinder their academic performance. For digital citizens or people who have access to digital technology, they have an advantage when it comes to earning power and career opportunities, which are both critical for transforming income into wealth. Those with marginal to no online connectivity have significantly different economical outcomes and frequently rely on manual labor that pay lower wages. So, what causes the tech gap in the world? Geographical location for starters, income inequality across the country. Some households can't afford to like certain tech, hindering their inclusivity overall. Space offers the solution to close the digital gap through satellites above Earth. Through these satellites, internet connectivity is able to reach remote and undeserved regions, allowing people in these areas to connect to the internet. There is one solution that is being experimented by NASA through its lunar missions tech to address Wi-Fi connectivity in local communities. NASA's Compass Lab used the moon's surface area in comparison to Cleveland's surface area in an experiment that involved attaching Wi-Fi routers to approximately 20,000 lampposts with no more than 100 yards apart from each other, which allowed good connectivity bandwidth. Satellites are very useful in digital connectivity. Using network satellites that beam internet signals directly to the ground provides internet access in rural areas, even in areas with traditional infrastructures that are too difficult or costly to build. Africa is one of the continents that is behind in the digital world, with 60% of the current population lacking internet access. Through edge technology or network processed data, latency issues can become addressed to provide internet in this region. The only problems is establishing this initial investment costs and policy and regulation agreements between governments and regulators. Today, governments and companies are coming together to address digital access by forming partnerships to leverage resources. Both companies and governments are investing in digital infrastructures, including broadband networks, mobile technologies, and devices. Another way companies and governments are doing this is by engaging with citizens to understand their needs and preferences in digital services. Digital access enhances education, employment, and civil participation. One example for education would be distance learning like online schools. For employment, it helps grant access to job boards and applications. For civic participation, online platforms enable individuals to access government services and information. One major barrier in digital inclusivity is affordability. Wi-Fi services tend to be monthly costs, and a lot of subscriptions can be costly. Satellite internet has data caps, and going past those could even cause higher monthly costs. These are ways governments and regulators try to address this. One way by being creating local community Wi-Fi areas. Internet is a human right for everyone to be able to access internet, and it was declared that a human right by the United Nations General Assembly back in 2016. Satellites are an effective tool in digital divide, but there are some things to consider in regards to the environment, such as space debris and collision risks. These events could introduce hazardous materials in the atmosphere, which can cause ozone depletion and atmospheric pollution. What are some advantages to closing the digital divide? Well, by closing the divide, this could lead to greater innovation. More people with access to the internet means more people who can contribute to society and in turn can increase global competitiveness. Some of the challenges that are being faced today are political instability, with governments being able to disrupt access to tech and the internet. Tech limitations such as inadequate tech development and insufficient digital literacy skills can restrict access to essential services. Finally, infrastructure gaps like broadband connectivity can make it difficult for people to access the internet overall. Even with these challenges today, there are some success stories in bridging the digital divide today by using Starlink, such as the implementation of Starlink in schools in Brazil, or how community hubs have used Starlink to connect underprivileged students to online learning opportunities. One thing we can do as citizens is raise public awareness by sharing information on this issue. You can educate yourself on the benefits of digital access. You can even help people access affordable devices through refurbishing programs and donations. Here are my references, but thank you for taking the time and listening to my presentation. When we look up at the sky, we may see stars, but we also see solutions. From satellites to lunar projects, space isn't just about exploring the unknown, it's also a tool that we can use to ensure no one is left behind. Thank you.